Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a full face using drugstore makeup, but all of the makeup that I'm going to be using in this video is cruelty free, which means that it hasn't been tested on animals. I know that I might get some kind of like controversy in the comments and drama, and I know that people have very like strong opinions about this, but I literally just want this video to be as drama free as possible, and hopefully those of you that are interested in this type of video will find it helpful. Oh, and also as well, I'm going to kind of combine this as a testing video of Imogen's collaboration with Lottie London, because Lottie London is a cruelty-free brand, so I'm going to be testing all of those products as well, and then also using loads of other brands too. So yeah, I'm really not feeling like myself today, and I have no idea why. Like, I don't know, I think I'm just having an off day. I don't really have a reason for why I'm not feeling the best, but I don't know, I just wasn't feeling like, I don't know how to explain it. I just don't feel like myself. It's pretty weird. You know when you're just in a bad mood, but you don't really have a reason to be in a bad mood? That's me. But I'm hoping that I will perk up as we go through this video. So I hope you guys enjoy. So firstly, I'm going to prime my face. I have two different primers here. I've got the Barry M Unicorn Primer Drops Beauty Elixir. I've tested this kind of as like a comparison to the Farsali drops. If I remember, I will link that video up here. So I'm going to put this on first because this is kind of like a moisturizing primer, I find. I really need to start using some like gradual tanning moisturizer on my face because it just fades so quickly from my face. Oh, and I had also forgot to mention that the first thing that I put on my face this morning was the Revolution Hydration Boost Lightweight Hydrating Gel Cream. That is a name and a half. This is vegan and cruelty free. All of the Revolution range is cruelty free. Not all of it's vegan, but all of it is cruelty free. So now that I've got some more kind of moisture to my face, I'm then going to go in with the e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer just to smooth out my pores. I know it's kind of extra to have two primers, but we're doing it. And obviously e.l.f. is another cruelty free brand, which is super affordable. I think you can now get it in Superdrug in the UK, and in America I think you can get it in most drugstores. So that's just kind of mattified my face a bit. In terms of foundations, I have actually kind of struggled-ish to find a cruelty-free foundation that I like. The Milani 2-in-1 concealer and foundation is cruelty-free because Milani is, but I think my favourite foundation that I can choose from is the Revolution Conceal and Define. I'm going to use the shade 3.5 and hope that this matches me. Okay, it might be a little bit light, but hopefully we can fix that up with a bit of bronzer. So does anyone else always get like a line of tan that gets stuck in their hairline? Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to be a bit too light. So for concealer, I've got a few different options. My favourite out of the lot is the Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. I love this stuff, I use it all the time. However, I don't have a shade that's going to match me today. I think out of these three, I think I'm going to go in with the Collection Lasting Perfection, but also the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer, also cruelty-free brand. This is such a classic. I think you can now, can you get Collection in the States? Maybe I'll combine the two. Let's use this one under my eyes and I'll use the Flower Beauty one on the rest of my face. This one does oxidize a little bit. I'm just using the shade 1, but they do have a few different shades. The shade range isn't the best, I'm not gonna lie. If you're looking for one that's got a really good shade range, then I'd recommend the Revolution one. And I do actually prefer the formula of that, but I just don't have my shade in it today. I mean, I will definitely have my shade somewhere in my house, but all my Revolution stuff is just in a big box that I need to sort out ASAP, as well as the rest of my life. Flower Beauty concealer on the rest of my face. Hopefully try and darken it up a bit. Yeah, my face is definitely too light. For my face powder, I've got two different options. I believe this is cruelty free, however it's not technically drugstore. I think this is about £12 and you can get it on Beauty Bay. This is the Nabla Loose Setting Powder, which I really like. But for a kind of like more easily accessible version, this is the Topshop Beauty Longwear Pressed Powder in Cashew. All of the Topshop, the new Topshop Beauty line is cruelty free, so I'm going to use this to set my face. They have some really nice stuff actually. The Topshop bronzer is so nice. Their brow products, which I'm going to be using in a minute. I did a full video which was actually sponsored by Topshop just before Christmas, but they have some amazing makeup products, and I think they're still affordable. They're slightly more expensive than drugstore prices, but if you want to see my favourites and stuff, then check out that video. So in terms of contour products, even at the moment, I'm struggling with cool toned contour products from the drugstore because all of them are really warm toned. The best one that I kind of have at the moment that is still available, because my favourite one by Bleach London was discontinued. This is the Imagination and Revolution collaboration palette, and I just use this shade or this shade here. They're both very similar. And I'm just going to use this for contour. Honestly, like recently, I haven't really been contouring my face. I've just been using bronzer to contour. So, bronzers that I would recommend, the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, which we can't get in the UK, but if you are from the US, this is amazing. It's one of my favourite bronzers of all time. It's just incredible. But the one that I'm going to use in this video, which is accessible in the UK, is the CYO Bronzing Powder in Fair, which also has a kind of tropical scent. It's a bit more warm toned than the Physicians Formula one, but it's really nice. I think this is only like £4 or £5. Oh, but also I kind of want to use this one, which is the Flower Beauty, what's this called? Lift and Sculpt Contouring Palette. Let's use a bit of both because I love both of them. I'm going to go in with the Flower Beauty one first. And this flower palette as well, the blush is beautiful, but the highlight in this is on another level. If you haven't seen my testing Flower Beauty video, you need to go watch it ASAP because this highlighter and this palette in general is incredible. But I'm going to be testing Imogen's highlighters today. So I'm just going to add a bit more bronzer with the CYO one. This one is a bit more kind of warm and orangey, but I actually really like it. I think I blend a bit more with my neck now. Then my favourite blush of all time. This isn't technically, well, it's not available in the UK drugstore, but you can get this on Beauty Bay and it's still really affordable. This is the Milani Luminoso Baked Blush. You've heard me talk about this about 752 times and I just freaking love it. It's my favourite blush, I think, of all time. Then for highlighter options, obviously we've got this one. Oh, there's so many options. Loads by Revolution. My highlighter palette with Revolution is obviously cruelty free. Freaking love this. This is my favourite highlighter ever. I'm not just saying that because it's my own product. Like, look how battered this is. But today we're going to be testing two products from the Imagination collection. This is the Ultra Glow collection. There is a cream highlighter palette, and I know you're thinking, Soph, why the hell have you powdered your face and then going in with creams? However, when I felt these, like, they are so soft and so kind of like sheer that I think they will work over the top of powder, because I have been doing that recently and finding that it works fine. They feel really nice, so we'll see how they perform on the face. But also as well, there's this, which is the Ultra Glow Loose Powder in Pure, and this one just looks like this. It's quite dark actually. I think this is the lighter one, but then when you kind of swatch it on your hand, oh, it's quite dark. I don't know if that's going to be a bit dark for me. Yeah, there's also a darker one, which is called Loyalty, but I'm going to go for this one, obviously. Oh, I just spilled it on my... I just spilled it on my white bed sheet. I literally changed that yesterday. Great. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this shade here, which is kind of like a silvery pink sort of colour. So I'm actually just going to take some of this on my finger and just like, oh my God, pat it over the top of my cheekbone. Oh my God, that's beautiful. Okay, yeah, what the heck? Just as I suspected, these actually work over the top of powder foundation. I don't know how to explain it, but I was going to rub my fingers together, but the texture of them is just so kind of lightweight feeling and smooth. Like, they feel very blendable. I never used to get on with cream highlighters until I started applying them with my fingers. Like, how pretty is that? Not bad. I'm also going to put this on my brow bone. Whoa, that was a bit too much. Down my nose is always where it goes wrong. I'm going to try putting some of this on my inner corners with a brush. Okay, yep, that worked. Let's try my nose. I'm very scared. Maybe if I just dab it. Every time I use cream highlighter on my nose, it just takes off the product. Why does it not do that on my cheeks? I'm then going to go over the top with the Glow powder. I don't know whether this is going to be a bit dark for me. Kind of set that in place. Ooh, yeah, okay. Looking from the front, you can kind of see it there where I've, like, can you see like a, yeah, I think it's a bit dark. Yeah, like when I look to the front, you can kind of see like the patch where I've applied it, if that makes sense. It is really beautiful though, and really kind of lightweight, but it just is a bit too kind of rose golden for me. I'm just gonna put a tiny bit down my nose. Then for brows, I'm using the Topshop Brow Definer in the shade Chase, and then I'm also using their brow pencil, which is in the shade Modify. Both of these products are so nice. I use this little brow gel all the time. Because look, if you just look at the difference between my two brows in a sec, It just gives your brows texture and it also gives them a tint of colour, which I love. And I always, for some reason, I find it easier to go in with the tinted brow gel so I can see kind of like what I'm working with, and then I fill in the gaps with the pencil, which probably doesn't make sense, but I find that they just turn out the most natural looking that way. So then I'm just going in with the pencil just to like neaten them up a tiny bit and fill in any kind of sparse areas that are left over. There we go. Job done. Then for eyeshadow, I've got the three kind of glitter liquid ultra glow metallic shadows that are from Imogen's collection. Oh yeah, I forgot to say this was gifted to me by Lottie London. Thank you very much. For eyeshadow, just to put down a bit of like a base color, I'm using my original palette with Revolution. I used my Extra Spice palette recently. I think it was in my previous video. Like I said, Revolution is all cruelty free, including my palettes. So this is my original palette. There's also the Extra Spice. If you want to see that in use, then check out my previous video. But I think I'm going to do something pretty basic and just glowy and like glittery with some of these. So there's three shades. We have Can't Cope, which is a kind of gold glitter. Ooh, hopefully you can see that one there. We then have the shade Choot, which is a rose gold. Oh, that one is stunning, that one there. And then the shade I actually think I'm going to go for is called Storytime, which is a bit more of a darker bronze. That is that one there. It's a bit more cool toned. So I'm taking this shade here, which is called Pug, and I'm just going to use this as my transition. And this is a bit more of a cool toned brown. Oh no, I've just realised it's stuck in the cream eyeshadow because I forgot to set it. Why did I do this? I didn't mean to blend it quite so high up, but it's all just kind of got stuck in there. So let's take a bit of the shade Fairy Lights, which is this one, just to set that brow thing in place before it gets any worse. And then I'm gonna go in with the shade Rosewood, which is directly underneath that, and I'm just gonna put this on my outer corners. This is also like a dark kind of cool toned brown. And then I'm just going to go back in with my blending brush and just blend over the edges. This has definitely gone a bit more dramatic and winged out than I was kind of hoping for, but you know what? We're just going to roll with it. And then just take in the same dark brown just along my lower lash line. And then I feel like I don't really need to add anything to my inner corners because they're already so bright. So I'm then just going in with the Ultra Glow Metallic Eyeshadow by Lottie London in the shade Storytime. And okay. Ooh. I'm just gonna like blend over those edges a tiny bit to blend it into the rest of the eyeshadow look. Can you see how kind of wet looking that looks? I'm gonna add another layer. Oh god, okay, that was too much. Okay, it's occurred to me that I've done a very similar look to this with my Zoella collaboration. However, this one's a bit more cool toned and bronzy. It just kind of gives like a wet, glittery look on your eyelid, which is absolutely stunning. I just went back in with a bit more on this eye, and it does, like when I was going back over it, it does seem to have dried down, which is good because I was kind of worried that they would maybe stay sticky. Yeah, look, they kind of dry down. I definitely haven't made a perfect job of this kind of cut crease thing, but I think it still looks really beautiful. And then going in with the Revolution, I think it's called the Renaissance Flick. This is one of my favourite drugstore eyeliners in general, mostly because the felt tip is so small. And then for mascara, I'm sure there'll be no surprises here. This is the Mascara Revolution. I know I've been using a lot of Revolution products, but it's just because like a lot of these are actually my favourites and they just happen to be cruelty free, so. And people seem to think that I have all these like secret contracts with Revolution that mean that I have to mention stuff. But every time that I mention Revolution on my own channel, they have no idea that I'm doing it. It's all off my own back, me choosing to. They were one of my favourite drugstore brands before I had products with them, and they are one of my favourite drugstore brands to this date. It's literally as simple as that. Then the final stage is the lips, and just for those of you that are wondering, I feel like I mention this all the time, but a lot of people still seem to miss it. At the start of all of my videos, I use the Lanolips 101 ointment, the strawberry one. This is my favourite lip balm ever. It's so moisturising. It makes your lips look so juicy. And to be honest, all I really do on my lips at the moment is use a lip liner and then just put this over the top of it. Lanolips is also cruelty free, just in case you were wondering, but I'm just gonna like take some of this off. Because I want to test the glossy, what they called, Ultra Glow Glossed Supercharged Gloss Oil Tint from the Imagination collection. I'm going to use the shade 13, and for my lip liner I'm using the Milani Colour Statement Lip Liner in 04. There's so many cruelty-free lip liners that are available, but this is just one of my favourites at the moment. So I just like to overline my lips a little bit, and then I kind of rub my lips together to spread it out a bit. And then I'm going to go in with this gloss oil tint thing. It doesn't really have much of a colour at all. Ooh, it smells sweet. I have just been loving a kind of juicy, ooh, that squeaked. I've just been loving like a juicy, moisturised lip at the moment, and this does not feel sticky at all. This actually just feels kind of like a lip balm. I think that's going to be my new favourite lip combo. I mean, it didn't really add any colour. It's kind of got the tiniest hint of pink in it. The teeny tiniest bit of sparkle, but it's like nothing noticeable. So this is the finished look. It all just looks so glowy and highlighted. As you can see, the lips look super juicy. This is what the eyes look like. I kind of feel like this ponytail is giving me like a facelift. My face feels so like... So this is the finished cruelty-free face. I think it looks great. All of the products that I used are so nice. Imogen's done so well with her collection. And yeah, everything else is really nice as well. I will link everything down below. I'm just gonna answer a question of the day as I do in all of my videos. And if you guys have any questions for me, leave them down below with the hashtag question of the day. Everyone in my previous video was so triggered by how messy my makeup collection is. Yeah, I know, I that's how I live my life. It's not great, is it? I'm so sorry to everyone that's like into being clean and tidy. Question of the day comes from Matilda Jane. This one is actually makeup related. A lot of the time I answer more personal ones. But she says, how do you keep your how do you keep your beauty blender so clean? Also, love you. Love you too, girl. And I get asked this a lot. Well, basically, I mean, it's not clean now because I've just used it. This is the Ofra sponge that I use in today's video. Basically, every time I use my beauty blender, I wash it with soap. I know that some people just go and dampen it, but if you wash it every time you use it, then it's going to stay clean, if you see what I mean. So what I do is I've got... To be honest, most of the time I just use like your typical bar of soap. I will just get this fully wet, rub it on the bar of soap, keep squeezing it out until it looks clean, or just like normal hand soap. That's all I really use to clean it, and I clean it every day, so hopefully that helps. Okay, so I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. That will really help me out. If you aren't already subscribed to my channel, I would love it so much if you would subscribe. We're getting closer every day to 800k, which blows my mind. Thank you so much if you are a regular viewer and you leave comments and everything like that. Yeah, I'm very happy. I hope you guys are all doing really, really well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!